history. You hear about this and you read about that. I don't want to look at Grumpy Cat. This is how to watch TV. What's that I hear? You hear the lost finale. It's not your fault that you can't see what we see. This is how to watch TV. On Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV. On Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV.
Game of Thrones with Joel and Jeremy. My name is Joel. This is Vapey McVaporstein over here. Today's cloud brought to you by Candy Smog. Pick it up at your local vape shop. You'll be cool too.
You know what? Like, that's a clever name for an e-juice. Like, somebody's going to steal that now.
What's that?
Candy Smog.
Yeah.
It's like somebody's taking that. If I ever made my own vape juice brand, it would be Candy Smog.
Candy
Anyway,
Smog.
we're brought to you by Comeuppance Network. You can check out all of our social media sites at thishishowtowatchtv.com. Also, email us at thishishowtowatchtv@gmail.com.
Check out all the other shows on Comeuppance Network. All on thishishowtowatchtv.com. Let's see. So we are here to talk about Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 2, Stormborn.
Stormborn.
We are already a fifth of the way through the season. Wait, more than that? Why are you moving him
Because
closer?
it was hilarious. Because he's not spaced right. Anyway, moving on. Stormborn.
Yeah, Stormborn. So we're already 2 out of 7.
Yeah, I know, that sucks. So 5 episodes left.
Only 5
which
episodes
is like
left.
half a season left.
Right, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
If I had been smart, I would have said it that way to begin with, but I didn't. So yeah,
I mean, that's tough to swallow, but let's speaking of tough to swallow, for fuck's sake,
were you gonna
the
say
Sam scene,
were you gonna say Grey Worm? For Missandei? He's tough to swallow?
well, that could apply there too, but I was thinking more of the meat pie. The
Yeah,
scene
that's what I was
with
talking about, his meat pie.
Well, you. Okay.
What? Wait, what? What about the meat pie?
Samuel scene, where he's cutting the fucking flesh off of
right.
George. What the fucking
transition.
Holy shit! And then it's like he goes to stab back in and it like stabs into like a meat pie and somebody's eating and
That
shit.
was the best transition they've done on the show so far.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Why do you think that Daenerys is bored so instantly coming home? Jen was like, well, hasn't she been working towards that the whole time? And I was like, no.
But not just getting there.
She's been working towards taking the Iron Throne. Home puts her back to 0.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Her family, anyways. It puts them back to where they started. This is no accomplishment. And she gets there and she's instantly bored. Like, you think it's really just a matter of her sights are bigger than that now? You know, like,
well, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't like how she compared herself to her brother. That's kind of a scary thought.
How did she compare herself to her brother? Favorably
She said
or
if
unfavorably?
Viserys was here, he would have attacked King's Landing already.
Right, but she was saying that meaning she's better than him. Because she's not going to like that.
Yeah, but she was wanting to before the end of that conversation.
No, but
That's what
they
she
had
meant.
a plan, though. They had a plan of how to do it as opposed to Viserys. She's saying he would have done it just because he had the ability to.
Right.
Like, he would have not put any thought into it. I think
Right.
that's all she was meaning, because they came up with the plan to do it, but it's not going to involve dragons. You know?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it at first.
Right. Well, I mean, that's not the initial plan
Yeah.
anyway. Let's see. Oh, we found out that
All plans are great until you're punched in the face.
she was pretty she was pretty perceptive of Varys.
That was one
and
of my
him
favorite
switching
scenes of the whole
allegiances,
episode. Yeah.
with changing regimes. So we find out that Robert gave the order to kill Daenerys. We knew that, I
already
guess.
knew
We
that.
saw that. That's right. I forgot.
But we also knew that Viserys was the one who hired the assassins.
But Varys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Viserys. What did I say? Yeah.
You said
Viserys.
Viserys.
I was thinking, I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
Varys was the one who hired
It's
the
not like
assassins.
all these names are super
Right.
easy. It's not Jim and Bob and...
Yeah, all right.
I was going to say John, but that is one.
John is one of the main characters.
He says incompetence shouldn't be rewarded with blind loyalty, and his loyalty lies with the people. Now, I think she was way more forward-thinking than any previous regime by saying, if I fail the people, come fucking tell me.
Don't plot behind my
yeah.
back. Yeah, that was a fantastic way to put that. And I think that went over well with
Him,
Varys.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think that would have gone over well with the people, and I don't think Lady Elena later compares the two. Saying, "Oh, well, Marjorie was of the people." But no, Marjorie lacked the power that anybody could even see. Oh, she's the mother of dragons. Like it's not the same.
It's not
thing.
the same thing.
Not at all.
You're a dragon. Be a dragon.
Yeah, so I don't know. I thought that scene was
So
great.
what all do you think she meant by that? Was just do what she thinks is best and not what everybody else thinks is best? Like in the end, you may listen to all these people and then forget it and do what you think is best. That's basically what she was saying.
No,
like if it takes a Dothraki horde to take King's Landing, then that's what it takes, regardless of what the optics are or what it looks like.
No, the first plan
to
would
the
be
rest of the kingdoms.
the way she's got it now, because it seems like a great plan. But if that doesn't work out, absolutely you go with everything you got. But if you can make plan A work, then they fucking pull off way more than just taking King's Landing.
Right.
So
they pull off taking the realm.
Yeah.
Right.
So it makes sense to do it that way rather than to just... Everybody else doesn't seem to be seeing that, even at Lady Elena. She's just like, be a dragon. Well, fuck off. Let me do my thing. Everybody else has failed that's tried to just go at it full bore. I mean, they made it there. Robert and Aegon made it to that point, but they both ended up losing it. I mean, I guess that's inevitable.
I mean, but Aegon, he was in... that family
Did
was
they ever
in
say
power.
why he lost his shit? Or was he just always crazy?
You talking about the Mad King?
Yeah.
There is a reason why, but again, that's like way back in like season 1, disc 7 in the histories and lore that tells you exactly what his problem was.
Did you watch that video? Speaking of Aegon, did you watch that theory of the Targaryen that may not be dead?
Yeah, I mean, again, like it's too late for that. It's too late.
The basic gist being that the mountain.
It's a nice theory.
When they were talking about the mountain killing Oberyn's, was it his wife or his?
No,
his
it was his sister.
His sister and her kids.
Right.
Those were. What's his name's kids? Rhaegar's kids.
Yes.
Kids.
But
Wait.
they said that. Yeah.
Yes, right. Those were Rhaegar's kids, and the mountain raped and killed her, and then killed the kids. But the baby was less than a year old.
Right.
Aegon the second, and I can't remember the daughter's name, but the daughter was, killed, but you could recognize it was her. They're like, for sure it was her. And they just took his word that it was the boy. Like, the boy was rendered unrecognizable.
Right.
And the theory being that Varys would have switched, and because I mean, it almost is strengthened by what he says in this episode. He's trying to do what's best for the realm,
right,
or for the people. So what if he is doing that in secret, or has that going on the side? I mean, and again, it's not going to matter in the game.
They have to alluded to that somehow, some way. Like
but they didn't really.
People would be
allude
kind of
to...
confused if that happened. Like
you don't
people
think
that
people
don't follow it like we do.
You don't think people would have been confused about Jon Snow's mom? Because people that I've
Not
talked
the
to,
way that
your
they
wife
presented
and
it.
Jen, both of them didn't understand who that meant the father was. They didn't realize that meant it's Rhaegar.
Yeah, Rhaegar's... Okay, that maybe kind of proves what I'm saying wrong. Rhaegar's a character we have not seen in the show.
Right. But it is alluded to, and it does matter. If people don't notice yet, that's just on them for not noticing. You know what I mean? That's what we're here to do, is tell them to notice that shit. But I think that even if everything plays out, fucking wipes out everybody, everybody dies, somebody is going to have to, much like Cersei in this episode, when she's talking to like 25 people in the throne room that used to be packed.
Yeah.
That's it now. Like, eventually, that's what it's going to be. If all-out war breaks loose, there's going to end up being a king for the 20 people that are left. So
I see. Like,
that
I
would
think
be
we
where
discussed
he
about
gets
this one.
brought in.
Like Littlefinger is that one. Like, he finally gets his Iron Throne, but it's completely in vain because it's over 5 fucking people and nothing, and ashes.
That would
he's
be
ruling
good,
over
too.
nothing. It'd be, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I could see him, and that's where that relevance of the Iron Throne ending up by the end of the story.
Right.
You know what I mean? As
Meaning nothing.
Being nothing, right.
But it could be a potential symbol. I don't know. Again, they could slot him in there after all said and done.
That's what I mean, yeah.
As a, Aegon, the kid. They could bring back another. Say Daenerys gets killed. We don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a million scenarios that could play out still. We're at that sweet spot in the show where it's fun to theorize about nonsense that could be true or could not be true. We'll eventually know if it isn't
now,
true.
now wait.
You know?
But see, now wait. Now, if we had 2 seasons left of 10 episodes or 3 seasons left of 10 episodes apiece, we had 30 episodes left, then yeah.
But again,
Yeah,
man,
I could
one
see that
scene they
being
could
like
accomplish that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
They've done some pretty big information dumps in the show in like the span of 3 minutes.
yeah.
And you're like,
right.
whoa, what the fuck? You know, like they could dump that on you to be like, oh shit. So that's Daenerys' nephew, but that means
So,
that...
you know what? You what got me too is like, I don't know that the kids that the mountain killed were Ilya Martell, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're right. Okay, so those were
Rhaegar's
children.
Yeah.
Daenerys is Aegon's daughter.
Right. Daenerys, those would have been her nephew and niece that were killed.
Right.
Daenerys' nephew and niece.
So then
he would
potentially
be
that
the
makes
rightful...
Jon Snow's her nephew.
Yes, absolutely.
Correct. Jon Snow is by
her
blood
nephew.
her nephew.
Correct.
All right, okay.
Because they're 17, like the other two, there's Rhaegar and there was somebody, Viserys.
Right.
Right? Wasn't that how it is?
Viserys?
Yeah.
He was younger, though. Because
he was younger, right. But there was something like an 18-year age difference between Rhaegar and Dany.
Right.
So he could have had a kid around the time she was born.
Right.
And it makes sense for Jon Snow to be that age. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but would that put the claim for the throne, again, not that that necessarily matters, but for the sake of the conversation of lineage of the original throne, wouldn't that put his son over his sister?
Yes.
Right? That's how that works.
Right.
Okay, just a thought. I mean, he could come in
See,
and
I
fuck
don't know, but
with
that's
stuff,
where you
but that
come
would
from.
make no sense.
That's where
Varys' involvement would be over, too.
Stannis' claim to the throne came from, though. Was being the brother of the king. And him saying he was the rightful heir. So it's almost the same kind of thing, as she could say the same thing.
But he was only saying that because Joffrey wasn't his kid. Wasn't actually a Baratheon.
That's what it was, okay.
If he was a Baratheon, if it was Gendry, and he knew that it was a Baratheon, he couldn't say he's not the rightful heir. He is.
He would be. You're right.
The kid is.
So Joffrey, see, and that's the thing is, Joffrey was king and Joffrey and Tom were both king and had absolutely really no claim to it whatsoever.
Right.
Which feeds to the power of the Lannisters, who were able to pull that shit off.
Which brings me to a comment in this episode. Tyrion's not like the other Lannisters. Like, I think it was Sansa that said that. Tyrion's not like the other Lannisters. How much more could they be trying to hammer this home before they drop in the reveal that Joanna was it Joanna? Was that
she had cheated on him with Aegon?
Had been raped by Aegon. And gave birth to and died giving birth to Tyrion.
See, I don't know. How did we get that so wrong last season then, talking about that? Because that would give Tywin
we wanted
all the more reason to fucking hate him.
You mean
And
why
we
did
said
we
the
fall on the other?
opposite.
Yeah, because
We said it would negate that, but would give him more reason to hate him.
it felt at the time like, well, if he is forced to say that this kid came from me, he is genetically mine, then that would be more embarrassing to him than him having to raise somebody else's bastard dwarf.
I think
because I know, but because of the dwarf gene, that might make him genetically feel like he is flawed at a deeper level. That was what I meant by it at the time, or what I was thinking anyway, was that I'd feel like, oh shit, my coding is fucked up, that I created that,
Right.
from his point of view. But for it to be, he's raising the king's bastard kid, the king's dwarf.
Right.
I mean, yeah. It is worse, while simultaneously also being, I don't know.
Okay, so both ways. There's
Yeah.
So that's there's both ways that's reasons why Tywin hated Tyrion
Yes.
and despised him so much. But there was a couple of times though that Tywin was like tried to help him out a little bit, like
Right.
yeah, I don't know, maybe. But he was pretty cruel to him.
Okay,
the most
let's
part.
see. In this episode, Melisandre came to visit. The Lord of Light doesn't have many followers in Westeros.
Right.
That said, where does it have many followers? Easteros?
Essos.
Does it?
Yeah.
We haven't seen there.
Yeah, we've seen it there. In like Marine, where
Oh,
they were all like
okay.
praying to like there were several different priestess.
Then
like
clarify
they-
to me, what is Westeros?
Westeros is the continent that the Seven Kingdoms are on. Essos is the other continent.
So
where they were
Marine and that
across-
shit has literally nothing to do with being ruled by the Seven
No,
Kingdoms?
nothing.
Interesting. Okay.
It's not part of the Seven
So we've
Kingdoms.
still never seen the globe of Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
I've seen it.
We've seen the globe,
Not the globe, but I've seen the map where it extends way past what we've seen.
I'm just curious to see if it is,
Like
it's
way
gotta-
past like the farthest point.
It's flat Earth.
Like one of the farthest points we've been away that I thought was Karth. Way back when.
So where
like
did
that
Dany
was like-
start before
like
Karth? Then was she?
Pentos, which was when we first saw her, she was in a city called Pentos,
Right.
which is on the coast of the Narrow Sea, directly across from
Westeros? Okay, gotcha.
She traveled all the way through like Dothrak and the Dothraki Sea and all stuff. And like, see, if I'm just doing this visually with my hands, but like, here's Westeros. Like,
Yeah.
she was all the way over here in Karth. After Karth, there was like a whole bunch of other shit.
That she just didn't go
We
see.
didn't see that.
Yeah, gotcha.
But
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, fact check me, whatever you want to do, but I'm pretty sure the second continent is called Essos. Essos.
But so that's where people believe in the Lord of Light. It's just
It's
I get
don't
that
think
it
it's
would be the
might-
same
I don't know if
as-
it's necessarily the predominant religion there, but yes, it has more of a following than in Westeros. In Westeros, most of them are like, gods are bullshit. It was almost kind of like a secondary thing until what's his face, the High Sparrow came around and tried to like force that religion on everybody.
I know this is a bit literal, but Westeros could essentially be North and South America.
Yeah,
And Essos could be Europe.
yeah.
Whereas where it's the
and
same
Europe
planet,
and the Middle East.
but there's differences in
Absolutely.
culture
There
and
absolutely-
the people and
Oh yeah, like that's what Slavers Bay and all that way of life there with
but it
slaves.
felt like this. It felt like Westeros is so diverse in and of itself
yeah,
that they've portrayed it as if it's its own world. And I know that it technically is, like it's its own culture and people and
Right.
but like it feels like
see, we
it
have,
has the diversity of the entire world. You know what I'm saying? Like within
well,
it.
it does. Like they do a lot of, they probably do a lot of trading, and they
Right.
know like that's like yeah, that would be like this. Like if you like the smartest country would be Westeros. Like they like have the most scholars. They know the most. Like old
they're most
Valyria
modernized, okay.
is in Essos. Like the Valyrians, when they ran the world from that continent, not the Seven Kingdoms.
Okay.
Back when like Valyrians were running the world, that's probably back when like the children of the forest and like the first men were roaming.
Do we ever see Valyria before the Dread? Or do we ever
Oh,
see
I
the
hope
Dread?
so. Like that would be fucking amazing.
Do we see the Dread?
Why? Bran's powers are seemingly. There's no limit to that. So yet, why not? Like, why couldn't we see something? Like he has to go back and find something out from something like that. That's the only way we're going to see that. It's not going to be a flashback like that, like a flashback.
Right.
It's going to be Bran. And I don't know. I think if we get anything like that, they're going to give us some Robert's Rebellion. We've already
Right.
seen young Ned in them. Like they already got those parts cast. Why can't we get a young Robert and Rhaegar? Would love to see Rhaegar Targaryen. Would be really cool to see
So he
what
mentioned
he was
that,
really like.
that Sam's dad was the only one to defeat Rhaegar in battle. I thought that
Robert.
was interesting.
Robert. He was the
No.
only one to defeat Robert in battle. Not Rhaegar. Robert Baratheon. Yes, Randall Tarley was one of the only ones to defeat
he's
Robert
talking to
Baratheon.
Jaime Lannister.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Okay. Oh, then I totally forgot what I was talking about. Oh, well, it's convenient how they switch the prophecy to prince or princess that is promised.
Yeah, that was a little convenient. She's like, oh, well, in Valyrian, That noun is genderless,
Yeah.
so it could mean.
So, of course, she likes that better. She's impressed with talk of Jon Snow. And Tyrion's like, yeah, Jon's a good dude.
See, I love the fact that he's with her to be able to tell her that.
Right, but she wants him to bend the knee.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't he? Do you think he won't?
Listen, to get
To get her help?
he saw him.
Yeah.
So yes, I think he would bend the knee to.
Somebody that could actually be of assistance
Yeah,
in that
I
battle.
love. I was it in this episode. It was in the first episode, wasn't it?
What's that?
Or was it? No, that was in this episode where they had that conversation, where Devos was like, "Well, it says here she has 3 dragons. You said fire destroys whites.
Right.
What breathes fire?"
Yeah.
I love how they like came to that roundabout conclusion there. Like, that's been a piece of information that like everybody needs to know, but like everybody didn't know.
That
But
fire
now
kills
everybody
them.
like we saw that happen. Like all
Right.
the big names know now. Like okay, if she has dragons, dragon fire would seemingly
Yeah.
do what we needed to do. So you know what I was thinking the other day too? Like if they do like the 300 thing and just make a fucking million fucking arrows out of dragon glass. And as soon as they fucking start coming over the hill, just hit him with waves of fucking dragon glass arrows. Like how does that not work? Is it because of the fucking fog and the wind and the winter that's coming with the White Walkers? But
I would imagine that it's not going to be as easy as a regular battle, and that it will have to get hand to hand, like almost weapon to weapon right there.
But the arrows, the dragon glass arrows, like you just fire like
it'll
the arrows will black out the sun. Like I mean, like come on.
but like that they wouldn't go into them or something. Like it just
Dude, fucking Mira picked up a spear and chucked it into one's neck and it died.
okay, fair enough. It just seems
Like
too easy.
I think somebody hit it and it hit its armor, and then she picked up the spear and threw it and hit it in the neck.
Well,
and it
let's not
shattered.
get ahead of ourselves. They have to get dragon glass first.
Yeah, they have
to
to get the
make
dragon.
weapons
So,
out of
well,
it.
I'm thinking next episode, Jon Snow's and Dragonstone.
I
right?
think that next episode we're probably. Oh, I guess they did show that in the trailer, didn't they? Like for next episode, because I was going to say, I'm thinking next episode maybe we'll go back to Bran stuff or something.
I would love to see some Bran stuff.
Something.
I mean, come on, I want it all. We only got 5 fucking episodes left. I mean, for fuck's sake.
right.
Oh, you know for a fact we're getting 7 this season?
Yeah.
So they're
then
doing the
6,
short
And
season.
then 6 next year. That's it.
Fuck.
It doesn't. That's the part.
Come on,
it still
do finale.
pisses me
If the
off.
finale's only an hour, I'm going to be mad.
It
Like, the
pisses.
finale's got to be at least an hour and a half,
It
right?
makes me angry, man, because
like almost like a movie.
there's no way they couldn't stretch it to 10 hours.
I don't understand.
Unless it's just that they're.
I
so
don't understand how we're
big.
not getting.
That's why
Because
budgetary
their budget,
reasons.
there's so like so the next few episodes should be huge. There should be giant fucking battles. I want to see dragons in fucking battle.
Well,
Right?
Yep. Let's see what else
We're
gonna
gonna see a dragon get killed too.
In Winterfell, Sansa only says Tyrion's not like the other Lannisters. They went there for a reason. I'm telling you, they're pushing us in that direction now. That's what it feels like because he's so he ended up where he belonged, Tyrion with Daenerys with another Targaryen, you know. And then Jon Snow's coming. The 3. I mean, it's
The 3 Targs.
yeah,
We 3 Targs.
yeah.
They take over the world. The 3 dragon riders.
So we talked about Cersei trying to run down Daenerys to the 13 remaining people in the throne room.
See, don't you love that though? Like how she fed that line of bullshit to all, well, whatever people were standing there.
There
Like,
was seriously
the Unsullied, they're
35
going to
people.
come and destroy your castles. The Dothraki heathens are going to come and rape your women, which is not necessarily untrue, but
Well, but it will
the
be
way
now.
she put it,
It
to
will
them.
be untrue. And they will make her a fool. She'll look a fool to
when
her
they
people.
have the why?
When it's Westerosi people that kill
Yeah,
them.
but that's not going to happen now. The fucking whole Dorne thing just got shit on, dude. By the end of this episode, that whole mission is over.
Okay,
The only
wait,
other mission
so-
that could still be intact is the Unsullied.
Wait, the Dorne mission was what?
Okay.
Them coming up there?
No.
Oh, that was them coming up?
At the table, when all 3 of the women were discussing
Right.
the war plans, the Iron Fleet, under
Yara?
Theon and Yara,
Okay.
were going to take Ilaria
Ilaria.
and her daughters to Dorne to get the rest of Dorne's army and bring them back.
Okay.
The Unsullied were going to the other side of Westeros to invade and take over Casterly
Casterly
Rock.
Rock, right?
the Ironborn, the other Iron Fleet, hit that Iron Fleet on their way there
Right.
and destroyed the Iron Fleet. So there is no mission to Dorne.
Okay.
And they have the leaders of Dorne now, or
Right.
dead and or captive.
Right.
And the leader of their side of the Ironborn are
Well,
dead
but
or
there's
captive.
not even anybody left in that the iron
Yara
stuff.
and
I mean, she's
Euron.
her. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But Euron's not necessarily. You're saying Ironborn meaning them? I thought you were meaning Yara's people. 'Cause
Yara's
they're
people,
pretty-
that's it. They
they're
trashed
dead,
them.
though,
They're
aren't
dead.
they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just Yara at that point. Okay. I didn't consider the implications of that honestly at the
The
time.
big
you know.
battle at the end of the episode?
Well, what that meant for the
the
plan,
mission.
like
yeah, that
I
plan,
just
like
didn't
I said,
even
all
consider how that
plans are
affected
great
it.
until you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
It's a Mike Tyson quote. Might not be an exact quote, but that's
Right.
like something along he said.
Well, in King's Landing, Cersei's trying to figure out what to do. Qyburn's working on a solution for the dragons.
Totally thought it was going to be something way more sinister.
I mean, what a fucking dick move to ruin that dragon skull, though.
You know, shit, right?
To like shoot into it. I know he had to prove a point, but like that's fucking
But
history.
that was the biggest dragon, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it went right into the skull.
yeah.
So they can kill one of the dragons now.
Yeah, but that one, depending on how many of those fucking crossbows they make,
Well, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna make more than
well,
one.
I'm sure they're going to make more than one, too, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. You think they get Drogon? You think they get the big one or one of the lesser ones?
I almost want it to be Drogon, so the other two have to grow up to fight against a bigger enemy.
Right.
You know how they would have to band together or something. Because if it's one of them, then it's weird. You know, because then it's one smaller dragon against one smaller ice dragon against a smaller.
Oh, you're
regular,
still on the
and
ice dragon thing.
Well, I mean, if it gets killed, it's going to come back. You
but
don't
that,
think?
dude, that's only if the White Walkers are there.
Oh, they
Like
have
if
to
it
be
gets
right
killed,
there.
yeah, he's not gonna raise it from the dead from across the continent. I don't think it works like that.
That'd be way cool if he could, though.
I mean, they were right there on the battlefield when he had hard home when he rose the dead.
Okay. Some of the logistics of the show.
Off the subject, Dark Horse. How did you not make that statue with his arms out?
Right. I mean, that seems
how-
to
you
make all
missed.
the sense in the world to have done
You
that.
missed.
Right. Let's see. Jamie asked Sam's dad to be a general. He was the only one to beat Robert in battle. I did have that written down that way. He's not a fan of the Lannisters' tactics.
No.
You know, he was playing the pride card or the honor card, which I guess, but he's sort of a douche,
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not honorable
right? Or great at battle.
or great strategist. You know what, man?
It's interesting that
Don't
him
you-
and
couldn't you-
Sam
like
are
I-
so important now.
Huh?
You know, at the same time.
See, I think that there could be some that could come into play. Like, I don't know if Jamie's fully able to turn him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he uses some of that tactics against him a little bit. Or
Wait, who were you saying? Like Jamie
Tarly.
would turn on Tarly, or Tarly would turn
Tarly
on...
would turn on them. Or, just not turn on them, but, like, not join them. Like, I'm going to fight on the other side.
Right. Okay.
You know?
Yeah, but that seems like what Sam was asking him. Or no, maybe he didn't. I can't remember why Sam visited him, but he felt like he wasn't going to be on Sam's side of things.
Well, not after he stole the sword.
Right.
See, but I don't know that Sam, like, those two stories aren't intersecting yet.
Right.
Sam's trying to find a
cure for Jorah
and the way
how
to
kill
defeat the White Walkers.
Yeah. So they tell him Jorah. They tell Jorah he's got 10 to 20 years to live. He's like, oh, cool. So what about my mind? Oh yeah, less than 6 months.
Right.
Like fuck. Sam wants to help, but the Archmaester wants to ship him off to live with the Stone Men for the rest of his life. Where do the Stone Men live? Is that
This is
Valyria?
where old Valyria. That's where that's where he got it from
Right.
when him and Tyrion were on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the cool. I mean, that's one of the things that we need to see. Like, if I will tell you right now, if you're going to complain about the way Lost ended, if you don't show me old Valyria as working Valyria to non-working Valyria, then you let down. That's a big, huge letdown, I would say.
What do you mean? Like you want to see the Doom?
I would like to see the Doom or see
Don't you
pre-Doom
think
or
that that's
post-Doom.
big and that's not necessarily relevant right now
Not at the moment.
to our overall story?
But it's part of the background of the show, and it's bullshit to tease it and then never show anything as a follow-up to it. Like, why even tell us about it? Except is it simply to explain that they had to start over with history?
I mean, I would take that as a huge like bonus. Like if we got to see that, I'm not expecting to see.
Oh, I
all Valerian.
must see that.
Like-
Absolutely. Like, they've teased it enough. They didn't
Yeah.
have to go there with Tyrion and him.
So now going like okay, here moving on to like the next scene, or I don't know if it's the next scene. Are we going to be scene by scene or what?
I mean, sort of.
Okay, well anyway,
in King's
so you
Landing,
got me thinking of something
her
like-
going down into the crypts was the next scene. But what do you got? What were you...
Oh, with the dragons. But we talked about that.
Well, but she thinks that that's why Robert went there, to visit his conquests. Didn't he go?
He didn't kill dragons.
Right, but didn't he go to visit? What's her name? Lyanna, or was that in Winterfell?
That crypt wasn't in Winterfell. What? I'm confused.
Where did Robert used to go visit Lyanna? Didn't he?
That was in the crypt at Winterfell.
Okay, so that was different
Yeah.
crypts. I thought I was
Yeah.
just laughing at like, you dumbass. He was going down there to visit his ex.
Right.
Now check
No,
out
that was like when they first, like episode 1, when they first got
Right.
to Winterfell.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
they went
He
down
came
in the
down
crypt,
there.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Right.
We see the Qyburn with the spear gun thing. Yeah, we talked about that. Then we go to the women's round table. Yara wants to attack King's Landing. Daenerys repeats what Tyrion said to her earlier. I'm not here to be the Queen of Ashes.
Right. Which was cool to him. Like that meant
Right.
a lot to him. you
That
could
she
tell.
repeated what he
Yeah.
said.
That
but,
means that somebody finally
right, is
is
listening.
listening to him.
Yeah, and
Right.
believes him. Yeah.
And takes his word as word and
Right.
not just fucking bullshit because he's a fucking dwarf. Like
Right.
she takes his counsel to heart.
Right.
I love it. I love their relationship.
Well, but
And how
again-
she says, treat him. He's the hand of the
Yeah,
queen. He'll
you'll
be treated with respect. Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved it. Loved that.
But it's another allusion to him telling his sister that it will turn to ash in her mouth. You know, she's not going to be the Queen of Ash.
Right.
You know, just another like
Parallel.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about the Ilaria and why she would hate Tyrion. Because Oberyn died fighting for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had not put that together, putting all those people in that same room.
They said Valonqar, I may be mispronouncing that. Valonqar was the one that would kill Cersei, and that translates to little brother. In the prophecy, we talked about that last week. Remember?
Right.
Yeah, Valonqar. I've only seen it written. I don't remember hearing
Oh,
it
okay.
spoken.
Oh, going back to the prophecy,
Yeah.
saying that her little brother could be Tyrion, though.
It could be, but I think that's
Yeah.
what they've been. That's what they were teasing us with when we first heard it.
I don't think Jaime's smart enough to kill Cersei, man.
I mean,
I'm sticking with that.
okay. It seems like
I'm
all the other prophecies have been everything they've said comes true. Eventually comes true.
Yeah, but that can be interpreted either way. Just like they said, the translation for the Valyrian, it could be interpreted a different way. Little brother, she has 2 little brothers,
Right.
and they were twins.
Right.
So he came out second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. He
Okay.
absolutely did. And then
All right.
Tyrion was after that because the mom
Well, yeah.
died. Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
sticking with that.
Again, from the beginning, when they said that, everybody was like, Tyrion is who they're meaning. It's only recently that it could even possibly be Jaime. So that's why I feel like they're going towards that route rather than what it was originally. It's got to, the show evolves and some of the
Yeah,
story,
absolutely.
that's got to. You can't just, oh, it's going to be this guy and then it's that guy. Like, that's
It's
sort
not
of boring.
no. Well, that's what I mean. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I think they like to do that, point you in a direction and then not go that direction.
Right, they
sometimes.
just switched it though to from Tyrion to Jaime because Jaime and her were fucking for so long and they were on the
Right.
same side. That's all. And they were fucking. He was fucking. She was fucking with him. I mean, the fucking twisting the dick thing, like that's so fucked up.
With Tyrion, yeah.
Like I forgot about that. I just
Yeah.
made me squirm thinking
Yeah.
about doing that to a baby. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So anyway, Daenerys decides they're not going to attack King's Landing.
She decides to go with Tyrion's plan.
Right. She wants to attack the city around the Iron Throne and starve them out.
Siege.
And the Dornish and Tyrell armies will attack King's Landing. Then Sully will take Casterly Rock, and they all back her play. And then that's where Elena tells Danny to be a dragon. So you were saying, what do you think she meant by that?
Was not to listen to Tyrion and Varys and all the other people that have been running the fucking realm forever, to listen to your inner dragon, like Bruce Lee.
What do you think that would translate to, like in real action? What do you think she wants her to do differently than what they're suggesting? Do you have any thoughts on what that might be? Like, I mean, is she saying fucking roast them? Like, is that what she's saying? Use the dragons?
I would think that at this point, Olenna would probably be for that. Because what happened to her daughter, the same thing. She
absolutely.
wanted to see that Cersei burn.
Right.
Right.
Okay. I mean, I guess I could
What
buy
do you
that.
think? What do you think Cersei's going to do to... Getting ahead of ourselves. Go ahead.
Right. We're almost
Yes.
there. And yes, because I want to talk about that exactly. Let's see. So we go to Grey Worm, and he tells Missandei that she is his weakness, and she's like, "Oh, what the fuck? Thanks. That's what I am." And he like explains it in such a sweet way.
Yeah.
That he never had any weakness. He wasn't afraid of dogs or the ocean or blah. So he had no fears until he met her.
Right.
What do you think he's packing?
They've already talked about this.
Did they? Is it dick, no balls, or
Yes.
balls, no dick?
It's the first one. Twig, no berries.
Okay, so he could fuck her.
Yes.
He can get an erection.
I would think so.
Is that tied to the blood pumping into there's not tied to
No.
the
The testicles.
So he just can't breathe then,
Right.
or come.
I would think there would be some
Be the sensation without
the
ejaculation. Not to
Right.
get too graphic, but I mean it's Game of Thrones.
Right,
You're
I mean,
watching this, and you're
I mean, I would think that there would be.
because she like.
You could still use it.
So do you think he just like when he moved up on top of her, he just like popped the tip in just for a second before she made him go down on her?
Did she make him do that? I thought he just kind of went for it.
Oh, that's right. She didn't. I don't know
Right.
why I was thinking that she like gave him one of
I
those.
think he kind of
like-
just went for it.
Okay, but do you think he still popped the tip in just a little bit? When
This is an uncomfortable conversation. Okay. I don't know what he did. He wasn't.
I was just curious.
Why
I
just
forgot.
the tip? Why would he use just the tip? Why would
Because
he
he
just put the whole
didn't go
thing
all
in?
the way in. I don't know.
Why you know that he didn't go all the way in? Why are you saying that?
Well, just the way how far his hips were away from hers.
It's a fucking movie. It's a fucking
Well, no,
TV show.
I'm not saying he was meant to fuck her in that scene. I'm just saying he was far enough away that he could have just like popped the tip in and then be like, okay, I'm
I
going to go
would
down
think he
first.
just whatever. I would think they got to it after that,
Right.
or she returned the favor
Uh-huh.
with her hot ass.
I forgot about the whole twig no berries thing. I was
I'm
curious.
pretty sure that discussion was had on the show.
Because she wanted to
It might
see,
have been
and I'm like, well, why did? I mean, I thought
a
I wanted to see
half-drunk
it, but why?
Tywin or not Tywin, but Tyrion asking him about it.
Right. Okay, I
Right.
do remember that now.
And I
Yeah,
think he
that's
said it. I think he said twig no berries.
right. At the Citadel, Samwell's getting a lecture on writing style to get attention to his writing, which I guess makes sense. But what he's pitching is being poetic, and then Samwell's like, "Well, why don't you name it something more poetic?" And he's like, "We're not poets."
Yeah.
Then what the fuck are you talking
It was
about?
weird. Like, I don't know if I like this guy or not.
He found a way to treat Jorah. It's too dangerous, and his mouth forbidden.
Don't you think his approach to the whole end of the world thing was kind of lackadaisical? Just like
whose approach?
the head maester. When Sam was trying to tell him, he's like, the wall has always stood.
Oh yeah,
All the
yeah.
winners that have come have ended.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like,
Right. I mean, because again,
but like,
the amount of time
if you get
passed,
wiped out by the White Walkers, they're not going to leave you alone to record the history, man. Like, that's not how this is going to work.
right?
If they get this far.
But they don't necessarily believe in them.
He did say he believed him.
He said he believed Samwell, but he doesn't necessarily believe in what he should about the White
Like
Walkers,
the White Walkers
to know
will
that
get
they're a
past the
real
wall?
threat.
He doesn't know. He doesn't think they'll get past the wall. He
Right.
said the wall has always stood, so I guess he doesn't think that. He just kind of writes it off as that. Like, he believes
Because literally every winter that has come has ended.
for
That's
them
why he's
in their
saying-
lifetime. That's
Right.
why. But
Well,
like
no, as far back as recorded history
oh,
goes.
okay. And even the long night ended.
Right.
Right.
So that's what he's saying.
But I think they're in
always
for another
goes.
long night.
Right.
Did you ever go and look any closer at that globe thing? I never did either. To see
What globe
the thing that you said you saw in the locked room in the first episode. You said something about the planet going around. You saw like a...
Oh, right. No, I didn't see
globe?
anything any more in depth
Okay.
about it, other than it looked like for some reason, the 5th cycle
was
ended up going way far out.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
So that's the long night.
Right.
Yeah. So, but why would that bring about the magic of the White Walkers? It seems, I don't know, I like it. I love the whole mystical
So
side of it.
Samwell's going to do the surgery on him. But he says, well, I mean, he's just like, fuck it, and goes in there and starts doing it. But don't you just get the feeling that Jorah's going to be reinstated to, like, with honor, so to speak, back into his family by the end of this? I think it's possible he ends up marrying Dany and becoming, like, king. Like, I feel like long term he's going to come back and make up. I feel like this grayscale is his penance for the fuck ups that he made, the selling the people, and he's going to be given his honor back.
I think so too.
And end up with her, one way or the other, whether he's with her sexually or with her just as her, carer.
Fucking first sword or whatever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
What is it? I mean, not that she's going to take on the same traditions, but the head of the King's Guard,
right,
Queen's
or something
Guard.
like that.
So he's like, "Have you ever done this before?" And the look he gave was like, because he was looking like at the camera. He's just like, I can't do the one eyebrow up thing, but he did like The Rock.
Oh, Sam, yeah. Oh man, how is he managing to be in this disgusting scenes, like be the comedic relief?
But he cuts into it and it pusses.
Dude, it was so fucking gross. So gross. But then he like looks up at him at one point, and he's like you could tell Jorah's like, just fucking get it over with. He's like, he starts fucking cutting faster and shit. Oh my god,
because
man.
he was going kind of slow. Yeah.
Like he had stopped. He looked up at Jorah, and Jorah was just like, just fucking get on with it, And he was like, oh shit, he started going real fast and cutting. Oh my god, dude. Like, the makeup for that shit.
Yeah, gross.
Fuck, man.
What do you think Sam's punishment is going to be?
What do you mean punishment? Oh, you mean for going behind the Maesters and doing the surgery?
You think he gets booted from the Citadel?
Could be.
He's got all the info.
The dude seems to kind of favor him a little bit. The head Maester seems to like him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He doesn't seem to he's taking him on.
He shit on everything he says for the most part.
He said they doubt everything. It's their job. It's to
I don't know. I
challenge
just feel like
everything
he's going to be punished for that.
Yeah, I think so too. It might not be pleasant.
The transition from that surgery
to the pot pie.
Gold. So Arya visits Hot Pie, and he said, I was thinking of the pot pie still, or whatever it was. He says Aya, and she says Aya. When she says her name,
Ari.
He calls her Ari. She says her name is Aya when she says her name. I just thought it was interesting, the pronunciation. Aya. She doesn't say the R.
I'll have to watch it again.
Aya.
You can see it's spelled Arya.
Yeah,
so you can see how it's Arya. Yeah. You can see how it's Arya. It's Arya.
Yeah.
It almost sounds the same.
Maybe it's her Britishness, but she's like,
I think it is. I think that's part of it. But I mean, how fucking fat is that kid?
Quite.
Holy shit, man!
They should call him Fat Pie.
Did you put on twice the way you did the last time we saw you?
When she confessed to making one or two pies, she's like, I didn't do it that way.
Oh, come on. Terrible.
And she asked for ale in the same way the Hound asked for ale back in the day.
Got any ale?
Did I send you? I sent you that thing, didn't I? The little text where it was.
I got those. Oh, I didn't watch that. I didn't
this
get a chance to watch
the Hound got any ale, and then Arya bites into it. Got any ale? So she's picking up shit from him.
Absolutely, she did. Yeah. She learned a lot from the Hound.
Right.
Absolutely.
Just like Sansa from Cersei, and it's interesting to see them get influenced by people, not the Starks.
I don't know that I'm not going to be able to hold it in if she actually makes it back to Winterfell. And actually walks through the gates of Winterfell.
Why would you not cry if you watched?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to be able to not cry.
Of course.
I almost got choked up when she I'm not gonna lie. I got choked up with the wolf.
Right when she said. That's where it was. She said, "It's me, Aya," and I was just like, I don't know why that almost made me cry. Like I felt myself well up a little bit.
Yeah, I did too.
But I was also taken aback by the pronunciation of her own name. I'm like, well, fuck. If anybody knows how to say her name, it's got to be her. Like if you were like, my name's Jeremy, I'd have to take your fucking your word for that. You know what I mean? I'd be like, well, it fucking says Jeremy.
Jeremy.
And you're like, but it's Jeremy. And I'm like, God damn it. Fine, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Like, I would have to call you that way, ain't it?
I almost wish it was Jeremy. You could just call me Remy.
Done. My name's Joel, and this is Remy.
Remy.
Let's see. So she tells him that she's going after Cersei, and he's surprised she's not going to see her family in Winterfell. And she ends up deciding to go see them. And
I mean, no, because it wasn't that simple though. She wasn't planning on going back there, and he told her what had gone down.
Oh,
Jon Snow was the king in the north, and she was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Well,
what about the Boltons?
Yeah, she didn't know any of that.
Right.
So I think that was like a huge thing to her.
Right, but I feel like this is fucking her up. This is going to hurt her somehow.
It's.
I feel like it's a bad decision to get off track from.
So do you think she goes back and sees like Jon and Sansa from like a distance and decides to turn?
No, I'm not saying she knows it's a bad choice. I'm saying that I think it's a bad move for her character to change her goal. Like she should still be focused on getting her revenge prior to seeing them. She's going to go there, and Jon Snow's going to be gone.
Yeah, he's not going to be there.
It'll be Sansa, and that'll be nice, but it would be better if there were more. And...
She was really close with Jon.
Right.
I loved how he put the.
But so they're doubling it up.
Tyrion put the all dwarves are bastards in their father's eyes.
Right.
In
From the first time they met.
All dwarves are bastards in their father's eyes.
Yeah.
Another prelude to him not being a Lannister.
Right, in their father's eyes, yeah.
Okay. It's all more than fucking obvious by now.
They're doubling up the reunion. We're going to get to see Arya with Sansa.
And then Jon.
With Jon later.
Maybe not though.
Maybe not. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like maybe like she does realize that. Maybe she realizes that this was a mistake.
I just feel like she could get killed going there. I don't know why. I just feel like something bad could happen to her. Whereas if she had just gone to King's Landing and followed through with her plan, she would have been okay. I just have that feeling. I have nothing to back it up. It's just like, oh, that's a bad choice. It just doesn't seem
like. Why though? Like I get this is Game of Thrones, but like her. I feel like her story's not done.
I hope not.
Like just getting revenge on the phrase, that was it? Like that was the end of her
but not everything works out perfectly. She could die in the line of doing it.
Right. I don't know. We'll see.
It felt like, oh, God damn it, keep your eye on the prize here.
You might be right. I can't necessarily completely disagree with you there, but I will cry when she goes back to Winterfell.
Absolutely.
That's why I said if she makes it back to Winterfell. Right. Who knows that she might see Winterfell and change her mind, maybe decide that it is a bad decision and turn around and she said, no, I need to go get my revenge and go.
I'd like to do a minor rant again like last week. If you watch, what are we going to get total for time on this show? Runtime. Hours, let's see, 73 hours.
Yeah.
If you watch 73 hours of something and not once did it move you to fucking tears, you wasted your time watching that thing. It should move your emotion to laughter, joy, you know what I mean? Like sadness, depression about characters. You should be that emotionally invested. If you don't cry, I feel cheated if I watch a series and it doesn't make me cry. Like if I watched Lost and didn't cry once, I'm not going to watch it again.
See, dude, like I remember the whole the 4-hour special finale, like the whole like the 2 hour. I literally cried for 4 fucking hours.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. Yes, and we're
talking about the finale of Lost. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I can see this being like that. Like
right.
The end, like the last episode. I can see I can see blubbering pretty like through the whole thing.
I just don't feel
enjoy, but crying in joy and in terror and
and
fear
sadness
and sadness and all that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Don't feel like a bitch
to me,
if you cry.
Like,
it makes you even more in tune with all this stuff.
As much as I love Lost, this
has the potential.
This has not. This is second to none to me. It's already.
Yeah.
I know that it hasn't ended yet. I know your stance on it.
Right.
I understand. But
it's
to me,
literally just that.
Like this is like nothing has moved me the way this one
cried
does.
more watching this than you cried
I don't know that I've
watching
cried
Lost?
more, but I've been way more emotionally invested, dude. Like, I was watching The Mountain and the Viper like a fucking sporting event. Like, standing up, cheering and shit, like it was ridiculous, okay?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
shit like that, dude. Like, you saw me fist pumping at the beginning of the fucking, the opener.
Yeah.
Like, after the cold
that
open.
made it into the
like,
vlog.
me fist pumping?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it was great.
It was,
Like, I couldn't help it. It was completely involuntary, dude. It was just fucking, like, it was that awesome.
And he was sitting in front of
I
the
don't know. Like,
projector
I don't
screen,
remember
so
doing
it's
that for Lost. Like, you know?
dude, I'm sure when we were sitting there watching the season 6 opener, we were howling as it went into the opening credits. When it showed the underwater stuff, like when it showed that, we were like, what? And then
Yeah,
boom.
okay.
And it was like, yes! You know, we were stoked.
I
as
do.
fuck.
Listen, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. I remember. I do. Lost was phenomenal.
It's because of
I
the
have
we're
not
not
delved.
in it right now.
I've not delved into it. You've never lost it, man.
No.
You've never exited. You've never left.
You're
the
right.
island.
I haven't let go yet. You're right.
I'm not saying you have to, and
No.
I don't want you to take me wrong when
No,
I say
no,
that.
I don't.
You don't have to.
But it's not the current thing, and
I
the
get it.
reason that we're so into Game of Thrones
It
now
is, it is.
because it's current. In
It
2
is.
years, we may go. Game of Thrones, God, those first 7 seasons were great. You know what I mean? It's possible. There's a possibility something
I mean,
fucks
Dexter
it
did
up
it.
to where the end. Yeah, to where you're just like, I don't really care to revisit it. I don't see how they can do
I
it.
don't
at this.
see how they can do it with this.
Dexter wasn't this rewatchable.
No way.
No chance.
Dude, I could go back right now and start over.
Right, of course, and I
Like,
almost did today when I
Episode
finished
1,
this
like
episode.
start over, and you're just like, "Yep, I'm in."
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, 5 minutes in, and you're in.
If I wasn't so skeptical of the genre, thinking it was a medieval times piece, I would have been in from the beginning.
And that's what I thought it was. I
Right.
really did. I had it pegged as that. Something like, what did I compare it to when it first came out?
Rome.
No, The Tudors.
Mm.
Which is,
It was even worse than Rome.
yeah, but that's about, like, real shit.
Right.
Like, about historical things.
Yeah.
Like, when you know what? And somebody spoiled it for me. I'll admit that. The first season, after the first
About
season,
Ned?
somebody said something. No, about dragons.
Oh,
I knew about Ned, too.
Right.
Like, I knew about that shit after the first season. And, like, I didn't care. I
Right.
really didn't give a shit until somebody said dragons. And I was like, what do you mean there's, like, because just the word dragons to me meant, okay, so this isn't just a historical piece. There's magic and
yeah, but the
mystical.
first
and
you hadn't watched.
I hadn't
it yet.
watched any of it yet.
Gotcha.
So,
because the first scene tells
Yeah,
you that
no.
there's something.
obviously, but
Right.
I didn't know that.
Right.
But somebody said something, they spoiled it. They said about her, they didn't like tell me the whole thing, but they said something about baby dragons. And I was like, dragons? To me, that said, okay, there's like, this has to do with magic
It's a
and
fantasy world.
fantasy world. This is not just like a thing. So I think like 2 days later, I saw it on HBO On Demand. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm checking it out. Like the whole season was up. There was 10 episodes there. So, and like I said, dude, it took all 5 fucking seconds. It took all 5 minutes to be in it. And I was in.
I was in. I watched it with my buddy who's admittedly hard to have his attention span stay on it.
To my Jim.
Yeah, he watched that first scene and was like, holy fuck, I'm in. Then in his estimation it got boring because it just went into the town and started dealing with the people.
See,
and it was
and
just
then,
like, oh, well, where's all that stuff? Where's all the the fun stuff that I just saw? Like the tease of, I want to continue that. And, he felt ripped off by that. But he never followed up. And, he faded out 3 minutes later.
Yeah, see, there was like the...
Because to get into that part of it is not as easy as the
beheading, like the whole first scene with Ned and his kids. They're all there shooting the bows and arrows. And, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I bought in right away, dude. Like, really. And then, like, King Robert shows up at Winterfell with the whole fucking crew. And, like, I don't know. Like, I thought that was... I loved every second of it. And then the dire wolves, they found the dire wolves, and like it wasn't just a wolf; they called it a dire wolf. And then he said, "Oh, that's the sigil of your house." And I was like, well, "Sigil? That's a cool word, like fucking." And I just really thought it was
Sigil Studios.
Yeah, well, I thought it was. I don't know if that's gonna fly, but I thought that was. I just thought it was a really cool. I bought in right away. I did. The costumes, everything had me right away.
So we're at Winterfell. In this episode, Samwell sends a raven about the dragon glass in Dragonstone.
I loved how he was writing that, and the next scene he had it.
Right.
The next scene, so we had to assume like there was like 2 or 3 weeks past there for that raven to get there.
That's how long it would take a raven?
I mean, how long do you think?
A day or so?
I mean, birds don't fly at the fucking speed of fucking sound.
But even if it's flying at 10 miles an hour, which they clearly are, that you're flying. That's not the same as being on land and going 10 miles an hour.
I understand that.
There's
but it would
nothing
take a bird,
impeding
maybe
your
not
way.
weeks, but it's taking more than a day to get across a continent.
Does anybody have a guess on how
And he's
long?
in Winterfell. It's almost like the furthest north you can get.
But despite how big everything seems on the map, this place is smaller than it looks. Like in between places isn't.
I mean,
as
we
big.
don't necessarily. It could be a dwarf planet. Like if you really want to get technical.
Well, but I'm just saying it feels like everything is much closer than it looks on the map. Like it doesn't take people long to get places.
You know, I don't know about that, man, because they said at like the beginning, the King's Road
We'll
was one
see
of
how
the
long it
episodes.
takes
Like,
Arya to get.
see, like it take.
They were going to the Wall, not Winterfell. You know, that was a long ass trek to the Wall.
Not from Winterfell. It's longer from Winterfell to King's Landing than it is from Winterfell to the Wall. From Winterfell to the Wall.
It's longer to King's Landing.
From Winterfell, the trip was longer to
So
King's
where was
Landing.
Arya with Hot Pie?
That's close to Winterfell. That's in the north. That's where like her, and that's where the Hound was taking her home. Remember, he was taking her to the Twins. So that's near the Riverlands, the north.
So I guess
Yeah.
we'll see how long it takes her to get there.
They've been passing chunks of time like nothing
I
in
know,
the show
but we'll
so far.
know by how far John is and his.
I want to say, dude, like
Yeah.
the road. I want to say that the trip from King's Landing to Winterfell, when Robert and Cersei and Jaime and all them came down, or up
Right.
the north, they said it took a month.
Oh, okay.
So even a bird just flying at regular fucking speed is going to take at least 3 or 4 days, you would think.
I guess.
But
Yes.
I don't know. Just I love everybody's so fucking well informed right now in the show. It seems kind of crazy. Like, I mean, Daenerys knows about Jon. Jon knows about the dragon glass. You know, Cersei knows about Daenerys and her dragons. It's like, I mean, like they must have a really good fucking network of ravens. I
Well-
mean, like, is this the Verizon network of ravens?
Is it all ravens though,
Come on,
or
now,
is
you're not even gonna laugh at that?
is it all ravens, or is it that the people are finally interacting that know things? You know, like Varys knows
there's no-
stuff to tell her. Tyrion knows stuff to tell her about Jon Snow. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
finally
but he didn't
people.
know that Jon Snow was king in the north
Right.
until immediately after he got that fucking,
Yeah, fair enough.
you know.
So, well, they need dragon glass. Jon decides he's going to go meet with her.
Which is a smart thing to do,
Right.
man. I'm
They need
behind
the
him
dragon
100%.
glass
I get
and allies.
I get the Lady of Bear Island's point.
Right,
There's
the
a
King
war
of the
coming.
North
The King
needs
of the
to be-
North needs to be in the north. He has to go meet Daenerys.
Well, right, but he'll be back.
I think so.
He'll
but
be
he
ba-
has
should be
to
back.
be back
before,
riding a motherfucking dragon.
Right. Jon trusts Tyrion not to set him up. Everyone distrusts Targaryens and Lannisters.
There's no way she knows, right?
What?
About Jon.
Being
There's
her,
absolutely no way that she
her
could.
being her nephew? No.
There's no way.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
There's nobody knows that
Nope.
except for Bran.
Right. So Jon's going to leave, and Sansa's being a total bitch until he tells her he's leaving her in charge, and then she shuts the fuck up promptly.
Right. But you see fucking Littlefinger fucking
Yeah,
smiling
he
in the
smirks a
background,
little
thinking he's going to be able to manipulate her into doing what he wants her to do.
So
But
then,
you know, she almost seems like she's got him a little bit.
right?
But come on, man,
No, he's too
smart for that. I love the one the I think it was last episode where they were talking. And, like, they stopped talking, and he went to go say something, and she was like, no need to say the last word. We'll assume it was something clever.
Yeah.
You know, and look, like, that was, like, fucking
Right.
great line. That was awesome.
Jon then goes to the crypts, and it made me think of season 1 when Cersei said what? Do you remember what she said in season 1 in the crypts, or about the crypts? What harm can Lyanna Stark's ghost do to either of us now?
Yeah.
Jon Snow, motherfucker.
Right.
That's what it can
right
do.
there. There it is. Dude,
Um,
here's another comparison from, like, season 1 to season
And
9.
Littlefinger tries to make conversation and gets fucking choked by. Do you remember Ned doing that
Yeah,
to him?
absolutely.
Is
I
that what you
pointed
were
it
gonna
out while
say?
we were watching the episode.
Oh, is that what you
Yeah.
were talking about, though?
While we were watching the episode, I
Yeah.
pointed that out.
Nice.
He choked him when Littlefinger brought him to the brothel
Right.
because Kat was there.
Right.
And when he said your wife is here, he was like,
Yeah.
bullshit, she's here. She wouldn't be in a place like this, and grabbed him by the fucking throat
Right.
until she popped out of the window up above and stopped him.
Right.
You know? But that's the second time he's been grabbed by the throat like
Right.
that by a Stark.
He's looking for a thank you.
Sorry, I still count. I'm still saying Jon Stark. It's close enough. Jon Stark, King of the North.
I mean, that was our second episode.
Second podcast. We
Yeah.
said that.
Um,
He ended up Jon Snow, King of the North. I mean,
Right.
come on, we got pretty fucking close.
Arya has a fire going, and her horse is acting weird, and then a pack of wolves circle her until Nymeria shows up.
Dude, how
it was
good of a
very
job did they
touching.
do at making that wolf look exactly like the old wolf from
Right.
season 1?
Right.
Like her face was
But
exactly
dude,
the same.
Talk about great acting, facial acting from the dire wolf. That's stupid to say, but like when Arya said stuff,
Her too.
like they talked about her up close shots in
Yeah.
the post show thing.
but the wolf was
but
great.
the wolf's facials were like, it's
Yeah.
like it was recognizing
Yeah.
her and then softening its eyes and
It's
like, put down its.
I don't have to tear you to pieces.
Yeah.
Or your horse.
But
I'll let
then
you keep your horse.
But then she'd asked her to come back with her. So she's imposing her worldview onto the direwolf the same way that her dad was imposing
Yes.
his worldview onto her.
And then she
That's
realizes
not
that
you,
and
meaning
says
in the
that's
same
not-
way she said that's not me
Yes.
about the dress.
Yes.
Okay. In the sea, the sand snakes are annoying as fuck. Super annoying. So
Did they do that on purpose?
The one.
Everybody hated them, so they did it on purpose, right? They made them like super intolerable.
Right. Yeah, I think so.
Even Ilaria.
Right. So Yara and Ilaria are talking like they're gonna do it, and she's like, "If for invasion is underway, aren't you gonna stop it, Theon?"
Oh God.
And then boom, Euron pops in. What a fucking entrance! Like one of the coolest entrances, period, of the show.
Dude, him falling down. Dude, like
Well, whatever that was,
hashtag impromptu pirate battle.
that was a thing, like some
He
sort of. It's
fucking
like it's part of
rammed
the ship.
There was something in the under the side of his ship that poked a hole in their ship, and then the fucking clamp came down and clamped onto their ship. So
Right.
he was like fucking.
But he was
like
riding
a mouth.
it.
He came down
Right.
first off the fucking boat. Ah, fucking like a crazy
But
fucking
that's
wild man.
almost like Stannis first over the wall in the battle. Wasn't he the first one over the wall
yes,
in King's
in
Landing?
King's Landing. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. Yeah.
Um,
But dude, yeah, he didn't. I mean, Stannis didn't fare quite as well as Euron did.
did
Did you see the octopus axe? The axe he was swinging around had like fucking
Oh,
decorative
yeah.
octopus tentacles coming off it and shit. Fucking sick, dude. So badass.
So the sand snake that was fucking with Braun, that was the one that goes below deck with Ilaria, right?
Yes, that's the daughter. That's
Because
Ilaria's daughter.
because her hair is way longer,
right.
like a year or two longer. So that's the first passage of time thing that I've seen that's like obvious.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, her hair's-
even Sam's baby didn't seem that.
I mean, her
much
hair was
older.
longer even in her scene, like her couple of scenes last season.
Was it? I didn't. Oh,
Like when
maybe
she
I
like
don't-
stabbed the big black dude, the big bald black guy with the spear.
Huh.
killed- that was-
Okay.
I
I
think it was
just
the
remember
end
it
of
being
last
short
season.
when they were in that prison thing.
Yeah, and she had real short hair. Yeah.
Right. Okay. But that is the same girl.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So the other two try to scorpion Euron. They try get over here. They'd fucking throw something at him and try to
The
pull him
whip,
back. Oh, that was what it was. It was a whip.
She carried a whip. The one of them carried a whip.
Okay.
The one of them carried the spear like Oberyn. Now,
But that's almost like the scorpion thing. Or are you saying that the spear she just threw it and not like I thought something was on a chain. That was just the whip.
it was a whip.
Okay, it was dark.
Yeah.
It was hard to make out.
It was fast moving. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, the one chick fought with the spear and the knife,
Yeah.
and the other chick fought with the spear.
And he killed
Did they
them
both? But didn't they both cut him?
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
so they
No, that's
do
a
they
very good
fight
point. I
with
didn't
the
think about that.
poison like Oberyn
Of
did.
course they would.
Of course they would.
Yeah, there's no way they
especially
didn't.
Oberyn, the one with the spear.
Right.
She fights the same spear as Oberyn did.
Okay, so they poisoned him.
There's a cure for it, apparently, right? Because they cured Bronn. But
Could Ilaria bargain her way out of this
no,
with the cure?
for Euron,
Yeah.
possibly yes. That's a good point too. Didn't think about that. Like he could get sick, and she has the cure.
Yeah. She's like, I can cure you, but you have to let us
You
go.
have to let us go. That's a good fucking point. Because I'm thinking there's some horrible shit in store for her if she makes it back
Right.
to King's Landing.
So exactly, they take Ilaria and the remaining Sand Snake for Cersei. Euron captures Yara and Theon bails rather than get his tongue cut out.
Okay.
So Euron cuts out the tongues to prevent mutiny. All of his men are tongueless. That's why there was no talking going on during that battle. he was the only one that was making any noise. I don't know if you noticed how eerily quiet it was. Nobody, you know what his ship is
noticed
named?
a lot of yelling.
You know what his ship is named?
Silence.
Silence.
Yeah.
It's crewed by men he's spared during his pirate raids and taken from other crews, but he takes their tongues from their mouths so they cannot speak, communicate with each other, talk back, or mutiny against him. In the scene where Yara is being held hostage and Theon is looking around, you can see Euron's men cutting the tongues from the crew. I figured to most people this just looked like pointless torture, but he is actually taking their tongues to replace the men that died during the raid.
He's taking, there you go. That's crazy.
Right.
That's awesome.
Right.
Like, dude, I don't know why, but fucking falling in love with this guy.
Oh, great actor.
Ain't it? He's
cool
fucking awesome.
part.
Cool part.
I mean, you had me at writing the alligator's mouth closing. You know
Well,
what I mean?
no,
Like, that's
he
sort of
had
what
me
it felt
in the
like.
throne room.
Right.
I mean, he was fucking awesome.
He was
in the
way
throne
more
room.
compelling
You
there
know,
than he
like,
had ever been before.
Yeah.
It was very Oberyn-esque. The charisma all of a sudden
a little
popped
bit.
out.
Oh, you know what? I didn't think that's a good comparison. His charisma.
Yeah.
He's
Because
yeah.
he wasn't that before.
No, but yeah, the haircut and the way he acted in the throne room. He's a pirate.
Right.
He's a pirate captain. That's exactly what he's supposed to be. He's playing the part of a pirate. He's charismatic. He can fucking talk his way in and out of shit. He can fucking fight like a motherfucker if he has to. He knows the fucking oceans, the seas. Like, somebody else pointed out to me too, how did he know where they were going to be? Do they have a spy?
Right.
in their midst?
I forgot. I
Could
thought
it
I heard
be
that
something about Littlefinger maybe found out somehow.
I
don't
saw
see
that
how he
talked
can find
about.
out, like, way in the north and being involved in what
Right.
he's involved in, how he would be able to send.
It's a good
Ravens,
point.
but
Who could know?
He could be working. I mean, Littlefinger, I don't trust him.
Well, but
at
Euron,
all.
maybe Euron had a spy in Yara's camp.
That's true too. So he maybe, yeah, that's even more
easy.
That's easy explanation.
Yeah, that's
Like,
Occam's
yeah.
razor there. It's the easiest.
Yeah, Occam, yeah,
easiest answer is probably the
Probably
right
the
one.
most right.
Let's see. So,
It's
what-
funny, but I do know what Occam's razor is. Yeah,
you know where I know that from? Episode of House. It
I
was
know
one
it
of the first
from,
couple episodes
from
of House.
ESPN. From
Somebody on Reddit put one of the more interesting meetings next episode will be when Davos finds that Melisandre seems to be advising yet another would-be monarch. He's sure to tell Daenerys how her prophecies led to Stannis' downfall, but he'll focus specifically on what Melisandre did to Shireen. And I hope something like the following exchange occurs. Davos, begging your pardon, Your Grace. I know you don't have children, but imagine what it would be like to have your child sacrificed in a dark magic ritual that didn't work. That didn't even work. Daenerys, I don't have to imagine, Sir Davos.
right.
Her kid was sacrificed in a dark magic ceremony that didn't even work. The same as Shireen.
Was.
Yeah.
But he was born like, and he had dragon's tail. They said he was the child was born like
Yeah.
half lizard or something like that.
Yeah. So that's fucking cool.
Yeah,
She'll
it is.
be able to relate exactly
Right.
to when he tells her. So what is going to happen to Melisandre then?
I
You
mean,
think she'll take it out
dude,
on her?
Davos.
But she saved Jon Snow. Like she's got her.
But Davos told her, "If I ever see you again, I'll kill you."
Yeah. And he's gonna see her again.
He's gonna see her again.
Did you see
I
the
thought
thing?
about that when he said he was bringing, when John said he was bringing him with him.
Yeah.
I love that dude. I mean,
Davos?
like he's one of the fucking level heads
Right.
in this fucking whole thing. He even takes the whole army of the dead thing kind of at a calm pace. You know, it's like, you say that fire kills whites. What breeds fire? Like he's talking about dragons and walking dead people, and he's just like, yeah, I'm cool. I got all this. Like,
Right.
I mean, you gotta love the guy. He's one of my favorite characters.
So somebody else on Reddit pointed out that they found the cure to grayscale on
Right.
one of the pages. It says, exposed skin is to be cleaned and soaked in a salve made from the something of pine, the resin of pine, the green bark of elder twigs, white beeswax, and something from the olive.
Sounds like a simple cure.
Yeah.
Like one of those home remedy things. But it's the whole process of
We
doing
use sharpened point of the tool to enter the grayscale.
it. Yeah, he's doing it. He's following the instructions. And that's probably he wheeled up with all of that shit on that tray, so he was
Right.
going to mix the salve
Yeah.
to put on the wounds and cure him. You know what?
think
He's
he
not going to
cares
get
him?
punished because it's going to fucking work.
And he's going to
And
be
he's going to
heralded
be-
as somebody.
Yeah. And he's going to be moved upward faster.
I still think he gets punished for some reason. I don't know why.
Could be.
I just feel like he's going to get
I mean,
set
come on,
back,
man.
but
The
it's
fucking,
too late.
The schlepping fucking...
It's too late in the,
the
show.
schlepping fucking bedpans and shit isn't punishment enough already?
I have to say that I'm getting tired of that being the answer.
What?
That it's too late in the show for stuff. Like for that, because it feels like something.
I didn't say that.
No. I'm saying it now. You said it earlier about something else.
I did.
But I feel like that sucks that we have to think that way now.
But you could be right though. Like you,
No,
you,
not
you
that.
even kind of offset it by saying something about like even kind of Euron kind of just came out of nowhere.
Right. But
You know what I
again,
mean? In the last season,
I
like, he
think
was-
it's bullshit that we can't think that Sam could be that I can't think that Sam might be punished for this because that would be too much of a setback at this late stage and all of this stuff escalating.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't.
But
you
it
might-
can't be really. You know, I don't
You
think
can't.
it can.
You're probably right about not thinking that way. Like you got to be ready for anything.
Right.
Because like Euron is a new character. We seem to like him a lot, and he just popped up last season
Right.
with no mention pretty much at all before.
Right.
So why couldn't the prince who was promised or the Targaryen who isn't dead pop up out of nowhere with pretty much no mention before?
Yeah.
But they have mentioned the
Here's what
prophecy. of
here's
the
what I
prince who's
like
promised.
about this: the prince who was promised. Then we go back to the male
Right.
instead of it being Daenerys. Like,
See, but that could be John, or it could be this
but say all the shit goes down, and then he comes. Then he's the prince who was. You know what I mean? I just thought that
to
was
lead
kind
the
of
people out of the long night.
Yeah.
You know, maybe John and Daenerys, everybody dies in the
battle, but complete
See,
their mission.
I still don't think we're getting that this season. We might get a small battle with the whites, but we're not getting the full scale war yet.
Right,
That's not
it's
till
going to
next
hold
season.
off till
Yeah.
the final season.
Maybe like a 2-episode battle.
I
scene.
hope. Here's my only hope for it, is that it's not. Man, why are you shushing
Sorry.
me? My only hope is that it's not the end. I don't want the last thing of this show to be the final swipe of a sword in a battle.
No,
I don't want the
think
final.
they
I
have
want
to
fucking
go
follow
through-
up.
Yeah, we
I want
have to.
something.
I would think.
I don't want something as lame as the 30-minute hug and cry fest at the end of Lord of the Rings, but I want
Yeah, seriously.
I want something that shows how it is going
the
forward.
extended ending was even worse.
It was fine. I enjoyed it.
You did
but,
watch the
but
extended
it was
ending.
just like, okay, did we need that? Did we need it? I would have rather seen them go wherever they went rather than just talk about where they were all going to
Yeah.
go. You know, like that's what I mean. I don't want the end of it to be, okay, we won Aunt Daenerys, Jon Snow, and her high five, and then they walk
That's
away.
not going to happen either.
You know, like I
I
don't
don't
want
see that happening either.
I want there to be a satisfying ending to where at the end you're like, oh, and it's over. To where you're interested in what could be next, but they're not teasing you in the sense that they're not like setting up a major thing that has to be answered, but it would open up something as it goes away. You know, like, oh shit, I'd like to see that. Because
Give us something to talk about as they're going.
Right.
Like, yeah, I don't know, man.
Do you think they eliminate the White Walkers? Do you think that the realm is White Walker free by the end of it? What if we think it is, and then you see like a White Walker baby open its eyes at the end?
Well, that's what that could be. See, and if they do that, then it's still open.
Yeah, but why come back to it? You told the story already.
Right. But then it's not over yet. If you leave a White Walker baby at the end, he's going to grow up to be mad. and
Okay,
like,
so then we can't get any sort of an ending like that. Is what you're basically
it has to
ruling out
be-
with that
I
with
mean,
that idea.
like, dude, you're right. I don't want to see the Lord of the Rings ending like, oh, King's Landing.
Where it's like we're well beyond
Like,
wrapping
they
it
give
up
you,
here.
They give you like a rundown of what happened after that. Like King's Landing was prosperous and led by Daenerys Targaryen into the New Age. Blah, blah. You know, like Winterfell was led by Jon Snow. You know, I don't want to get that ending either. Like I
Right.
want to be crying because somebody's gone. Like you know what I mean? Like John gave his life to fucking save the realm. You know, some shit like that. Like I want it to be devastating yet fulfilling at
He
the same
needs
time.
to be the only one living at the end.
Like that would be cool too.
So that he has to live with it and without all the people that helped him get to it. And he knows
do you want to see a tragic end to a character? Someone like John Locke.
I think Tyrion has to have that. I think Tyrion is the Locke of this story. If you want
That's
to put it
sad.
like that, I
Yeah.
didn't want to put it in that context
I
because I
thought
know
about
you
that
get sick
too,
of Lost stuff, but
No, but I understand. But that's what I'm saying. But like
because
to
he's
me,
finally
like
getting
that
his
was like a
comeuppance
whole.
here.
Like if you really think about how John Locke's character ended, that was terrible.
He's finally getting some recognition here, so that can't last long. How long can it really last for Tyrion? Do you really think it's going to be him and Dany at the end?
They showed it to us in this episode, bro.
What?
They showed it how long that shit lasts. With fucking
The second
Yara
anybody
and
else-
fucking Theon hanging out, you saw how fucking long that shit lasts.
Yeah.
In the fucking blink of an eye, it turned into a fucking bloodbath, and it was fucking over with. And everything, fucking the sand snakes are fucking hanging from the sides of the fucking ship. Fucking
Thank you.
Alaria and fucking her
Thank you,
daughter
Euron.
are captured. Euron, I mean, like
I want to start a
cool
thank
fight,
you
dude.
Euron
Like,
chant
dude,
for
I
killing
mean,
the
the
sand
chick with the
snakes.
whip, dude, like. She like came at him and she like cut his leg.
That
no,
was-
that was Oberyn. He killed her like
But
that. with his spear.
that was fucking the first scene of Deadpool. The way that she,
Yeah, the way it paused.
that
Yeah, he's holding her up.
Yeah.
But he got her, but the chick with the whip, like, she whipped him and then like caught him around and he like caught it on his arm. She like came at him and stabbed him or cut his leg or something like that. And she punched him and then she went to swing again.
she like cut through his stomach.
He like
it looked like.
blocked her and was like boom, and she like turned around to the camera. You could see like the fucking like
Yeah.
she just got the shit punched out of her. Then he took her head and fucking bashed it against the fucking bow of the ship and shit.
Yeah.
The fucking thick ass fucking wood bow. And that was then choked her the fuck out. I mean that was a brutal death, dude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Oberyn got it like she had the easy way out, man. She got stabbed in the stomach. Like think about having your fucking head just whacked like hard as fuck on that.
Right.
About that thick.
Right.
Fuck, dude, that shit was brutal, man. And then choked the fuck out. Like he fucking killed those bitches. Like fucking.
Right.
He was a fucking. I love how they put it in the after end. They're like, we've showed him talking the talk. Now here's where we show where he
Walks the walk.
walks the walk and
Yeah.
does all the shit that he says he can do. He was a badass, dude. He was fucking.
I
Awesome.
like the way they said the cackle encapsulated the character.
The way he came off the fucking alligator mouth
Yeah.
and slammed down, fucking psycho ass laugh like that, fucking.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the fucking quiet dudes come out from behind and shit.
Yeah, I mean, watch it
See,
again
man,
with that in mind.
Yeah, I know. Like that's.
It's genius.
I'm glad it is absolutely genius that they have those details in there without actually saying those details
Right.
out loud on the show. Like you had to fish for that.
Yeah.
You had to find that. Like that wasn't.
Well, I saw them cutting off the tongues, and it piqued my interest.
Yeah. So
you know,
that's
and then
cool as
somebody
fuck.
said,
I
"Oh,
want to
it's
say
called the
that
silence."
I knew that in the back of my head
What?
about the tongues and the silence
Yeah.
before this.
Uh-huh.
Like, because Robert read the books and he knew
Right.
about Euron Greyjoy and the fucking, his pirate ship and all that
Right.
shit. He even talked about silence and he's like, dude, like, he's like, they didn't show any, like, he was pissed off last season that they didn't show silence and didn't show him being a pirate. But, dude, here, you fucking got
Right.
it. Like,
Yeah, you got it.
hashtag impromptu pirate battle.
Oh, fuck's sake. I'm trying to tell him that's far 7-syllable hashtag.
Come on, it's a great.
Hashtag 7-syllable hashtag.
Hashtag 7-syllable hashtag. But it was a cool ass fucking battle. At the
I
end.
mean,
It was
we
awesome.
should
The
probably
fire-
wrap it
when they
up.
panned out the fucking all the other fucking ships were on
Oh,
fire.
badass.
Fireballs were fucking flying. It was awesome.
But
shit.
as the producer said, the coolest scene was the up close shots of
And they nailed it.
Theon. And okay, why do you think Theon jumped off the boat?
I think, dude, it's so weird if you watch that closely again. Like when he says, "Little Theon," Theon like turns around with that fucking look on his face, and he kind of starts to walk towards him, like, oh, he's gonna go fight him, and then just fucking melts away, dude. Like what's that dude's name? Alfie.
Alfie Allen.
Fucking still killing it, dude.
Yeah.
Still
but
killing
why did he melt away?
it. I don't know, man. I think he saw
what
the blood
did he
and
see?
the tongue being cut out.
What happened to him?
Yeah.
What does he not want to happen anymore?
Shit
To
get cut off
lose
him.
pieces of himself. That's why
absolutely.
he bailed.
Yeah. Now, how do you think, even if he tries to save her, do you think that relationship's over with? That
If he saves Yara,
or tries in some way?
if what relationship's over?
Him and Yara, him jumping off that ship, damaged whatever they had left. At that
Well,
point,
but
don't you
she
think?
just felt like it was over for herself at that point. If she lives, first of all,
I half thought for a second that it was her hanging from the.
right?
the
I would have been okay
bow
with
ship.
that. It
Oh
would've made
yeah,
sense.
no, yeah, it would have made
So he
sense.
has to kill her.
But he said he wanted to murder them, so I don't understand why he didn't just slit her throat right there. Why didn't he just cut her throat after
Right, I don't know.
Theon
Because
jumped
he's a
off?
little crazy, it seems.
He's gonna keep her, do some torture shit to
Yeah.
her or something. Okay.
Mhm. So speaking of torturous shit, we're gonna end this episode. It's been a long time of you
Why do you
listening to
think-
us talk. I presume.
I
that's
mean, if it was
considered
torture, I'm hoping you would have turned it off by now.
right? Please don't torture yourself to the sounds of our illustrious voices. We'll be back next week to talk about episode 3. This show does continue to be the best show on TV. HBO's not TV, I get it, but the best current thing running. It is the most intricate, the most interesting.
Just that little details you pulled out about the cutout tongues and silence, like super fucking cool that those details are all present without being present.
Did we talk about
like that tale was never told anywhere in the show, anywhere about him cutting out their tongues? That wasn't. That's not present information in the show, but those details were still there for the people who do pay attention to the details. And I think that's fucking awesome.
Did we talk about the potential for spin-offs on the podcast?
I don't know.
I think that we're not going to get any. I think that what ends with Game of Thrones is the end of Game of Thrones. Like, it's possible, if we get anything, it'll probably be like Dunk and Egg. You know, like something that's not in the same genre even. You know, it might even be comedy, a little more lighthearted than the serious nature of Game of Thrones. If we get anything in Westeros again, I would love nothing more than for them to mine this for 20 years and make this a Star Trek or a Star Wars where they can keep going back to the universe and pulling more stories out of it.
They start feeling cheaper and cheaper as they go along. I think they're
going to wrap it up, and that's going to be it. I think that...
I mean, I would be okay with that. I would also be okay with the spinoff if it was done correctly.
I agree. I'm not opposed to the spinoffs.
I think spinoff is an inherently bad term.
Right.
Like, because the words spinoff usually don't go well. Like, I don't necessarily know this wouldn't be a spinoff.
But everybody assumes Robert's Rebellion would be the perfect thing.
I think we're going to see some of Robert's Rebellion. And I think that's going to quell that.
I think the interesting part, I think what makes this show so great is the fact that they have such rich backstory, but it's only to prop up the current story.
Yeah.
I don't think it can hold up on its own.
No, I don't think so either.
And that's why we're not going to get those period pieces.
And you know why? Because...
Which is why I fucking demand to see Valyria.
We would know the outcome.
Right.
We know the end game of
We know the end game of Better Call Saul. It's not as good as Breaking Bad.
See, I've heard people say the opposite.
It's very good.
I've heard people say that it's better.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not as high stakes.
No, but I've heard people say that they like it better. That they like.
I could see that.
They like it better than Breaking Bad.
But you wouldn't have had to see in Breaking Bad to like it. It interests you on its own.
Yeah.
Separate from it. You just get the Easter eggs, the crossover.
Right.
All I'm saying is I feel like everything in this show, the reason it's so good is because of all that backstory that we may not necessarily get to see, but we know exists.
I'm trying to come up with a valid reason why you're not. I mean, dude, if anything, you're going to see it in a flash, like the Mad King we saw, like the fucking going by real fast. I don't think you're going to get, like...
I don't think they're going to go, it's Valyria Doomday, and they'll ring a bell, and then everything explodes.
Right. Like, I think, like, if anything, you're going to get a glimpse.
But I'd love to hear what went wrong to lead to the Doom. At least tell me what it was. It was wildfire. It was a fucking volcano of wildfire.
Right.
Like anything. Just tell me something.
Right.
And let me see just prior to whatever
buried
happened.
them in ash. Yeah.
I want to see the people. I want to see.
But that has again.
It has to fit into the story.
It has to be. You're right. You just said it yourself. Mm-hmm. It has to be propping up this story in some way, shape, or form.
But they've already gone there. Okay. So in that vein, I don't mean to continue this, but in that vein, what purpose has Valyria served in the present story?
The Valyrian steel, the dragons.
Okay, but so that
as history, basically.
The dragons came from Valyria?
We don't know that.
Well, but you said the dragons. What do you mean? Oh, the dragon fire.
I mean, just the taming of dragons, riding of dragons is history from Valyria. Like,
and that's not Targaryen stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the Valyrians, like of old, like all rode dragons.
Valyrians.
Yeah, the Targaryens were just an important family, and the Valyrians are like us.
So they don't exist anymore.
Like the Westerosi, like.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
It's
like everybody from the Seven Kingdoms is Westerosi. Like Valyria are Valyrians.
Valeria's not in the Seven Kingdoms?
No, Valyria, I want to say, was where Essos is. It's not there anymore.
Right, but something's there. The stone men are there.
Yeah, but it's just
Some
like
of the
old
burned out
Valyria, like the
stuff
old, yeah.
is there. It just feels like
Dude, we'll have to bust out a
because
map.
they're gonna have
You
to
can
tell
Google
us.
a map, I bet.
They're gonna have to tell us something about the Valyrian steel. Is that midichlorians if they go too far into it? You think? Like, is it the equivalent of that in Star Wars? If they tell us why the Valyrian steel, is it just because it's dragon fire?
I mean, I think it's forged in Dragonfire.
So you think it's
But-
that?
Okay, so, but now, what's his name? Tywin reforged ice. So now does that count? You know what I mean? We gotta go.
See you next week.
Yeah.
This is how to watch TV.
See you later.
All these memories in my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind. I'm still a secret lemonade drinker.